Module 4. Managing an unresponsive casualty who is not breathing normally. Hi there. Welcome to Module 4 of First Aid at Work on Demand. In this module we will look at how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation on a casualty who is not breathing or not breathing normally, and how to use an automated external defibrillator.
Having completed the primary survey and determining that our casualty is unresponsive and not breathing normally, we're going to have to start cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR for short. So first things first, it's absolutely essential right now that help is on its way. So shout for help, send somebody to call for an ambulance, or make that phone call yourself. Ideally, using your mobile phone and putting it on loudspeaker so that you can continue to do CPR whilst you speak to the ambulance service. So we're going to start off kneeling on the floor next to the casualty, and we're going to start by doing 30 chest compressions. So placing the heel of your hand in the centre of the chest, other hand over the top. We're going to interlink those fingers and just make sure that we're pushing down with the heel of the hand. Keep your elbows locked out straight and rock forward so that your shoulders are directly above your wrists. And we're now going to do 30 chest compressions at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute, pushing down about 5 to 6 centimetres, like so. Once you've done 30 chest compressions, we're then going to have to do 2 rescue breaths. So we're going to open the airway like before, pinch the nose, and we're going to make a good seal around their mouth with our lips. And then back onto chest compressions. And another 2 rescue breaths, making sure that we stop between each breath to make sure that the chest rises and falls. And that's how you perform CPR.
Whilst this course shows the full procedure for CPR, including rescue breaths, the current guidance in response to the COVID pandemic is to not perform rescue breaths when doing CPR. As always, if you are unable or unwilling to give rescue breaths, compression-only CPR is an acceptable alternative.
In this video, we're going to have a look at how to use an automated external defibrillator, or AED. So first thing we need to do is get hold of the pack and open it up. And inside we should find that we've got the AED unit, a set of pads, and you should also find in there as well that there is a towel, a razor and a face mask. So the first thing we're going to do is remove any clothing from the casualty, and if they do have a hairy chest, we're going to use that razor to shave away the patch of hair, as the pads need to go onto bare skin. So I'm going to open up the unit, and the first thing I do is simply turn it on.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest. Plug in pads connector next to flashing light.
So as you can hear, the AED will give you verbal instructions as to what to do. So I'm going to open up the pads.
Apply pads. Plug in connector.
And we can see that on the pads there's pictures showing us where they should go. We're going to place the first pad on the upper right hand side of the chest, roughly in line with the collarbone as it shows on the picture. Make sure there's a nice firm seal and that there's nothing interrupting that patch sticking to the skin. The second pad we're going to put around the left hand side of the body, around about the bottom of the rib cage, going around onto the side slightly. Again, making sure that there's nothing that's going to interfere with that pad sticking. We've also got to make sure that there's a clear line of conduction, i.e. that there's nothing going to interrupt the cycle of conduction between those 2 pads. So now I'm going to take the connector and plug that in.
Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
So make sure all CPR is stopped right now so that it can get an accurate analysis of what's going on within the casualty's
Shock
heart.
advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now.
So
Press
at this
the orange
point-
button now.
At this point, make sure that nobody else is touching the casualty as you deliver the shock. So eyes up, hands up, everybody clear.
Deliver shock delivered. Paused. Start CPR.
Then we're going to go straight into doing our chest compressions. The unit's going to allow me to do approximately 2 minutes of CPR before it goes back into that analysing mode and advises us whether to deliver a shock or not. All we need to do once we've turned this on is follow the instructions on the machine precisely. And using an AED is as simple as that.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to complete the knowledge assignments before moving on to the next module.